right. It is what it is. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's common. I'm confused. Why do I think of this company? What exactly it claims the election and start with yeah, because you're one to use claims to the election. We don't have tomorrow. Yeah, it makes sense.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Welcome to our press conference. As our invitation would have indicated, we are going to be looking at the latest developments and other urgent matters as related to the Cummings-Worth Accord. Have this morning our chairman, Mr. Randy Hoffman, we have our vice chair, Kathy Hughes, we have our treasurer, Dominic Gaskin, who has been very active and integral on our side of the negotiation. And I want to start with Mr. Gaskin. Yes, sir. Your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media. I just want to make a brief statement on the status of our negotiations with APNU on the Cummings-Worth Accord. The Alliance for Change reiterates its commitment to coalition politics in Guyana and its desire to contest the upcoming election in coalition with its current partner APNU. The AFC, however, wishes to reassure its members and supporters of its overarching commitment to its founding principles and to maintaining its independence as a political party, whether in or out of a coalition. In this regard, the AFC wishes to clarify its position on the Cummings-Worth Accord and the current status of the negotiations with the APNU. Following the naming of the coalition presidential candidate by the APNU, the AFC at its national conference held in June of this year proceeded to select prime ministerial candidate for the coalition, in keeping with the terms and conditions of the existing Cummings-Worth Accord between the parties. In response to questions raised by the media, AFC maintained that the naming of the presidential and prime ministerial candidate by the APNU and AFC respectively was a fundamental and non-negotiable tenet of its decision to form a coalition. This position has not changed. AFC now wishes to confirm reports that the negotiations of a revised Cummings-Worth Accord between the two parties has stalled due to a lack of consensus on this issue. AFC has advised APNU that it cannot proceed to any further discussion unless and until this matter is resolved. The AFC recognizes the efforts of the two parties and their respective negotiating teams, and the significant progress has been made developing an enhanced framework for future cooperation. However, the AFC finds it unacceptable that the matter of the presidential and prime ministerial candidate has been deferred. The AFC will be holding its national executive meeting on November 2nd, 2019. At this meeting, the party will deliberate decide on its full participation in the upcoming national election.
Thank you very much, Dominic. Our Vice Chair also has some remarks.
As the Alliance for Change prepares to celebrate its 14th anniversary next week, it is important to restate the AFC's current standing and contributions to Guyana's political landscape. It is once again important to note that no third political party in the English-speaking Caribbean started its life with the magnitude of gaining 6 parliamentary seats first time around in the 2006 election, as we did in just a year of its existence. Political parties such as the NAR and of course COP in Trinidad are a few of the testimonies to this fact. Further, no third party in Guyana has been consistently successful the second time around. As you know, in 2011, the Alliance for Change increased its win to 7 parliamentary seats. It was this party that had the audacity to move a no confidence motion and that started the process of removing the PPP from government in Guyana. Attempts from opposition parties and civil society groups between 1989 and 1992 under the Patriotic Coalition for Democracy, the PCD, fell apart and were never able to form an alliance and enter politics. It is from this movement, of course, that the civic component developed. The AFC, therefore, is the only successful independent party that emerged when our country was faced with growing racial intolerance and the prospect of continued corruption. We forget that the oil blocks were given out in the last 2 weeks of the PPP in government. That was the time that the Alliance for Change decided to join with APNU, a collection of parties in the national interest to rescue the country. Having won in 2015, the national interest required that we give our full commitment to making an agreed agenda work, including constitutional reform. We remain committed to that. Our Prime Minister convened a special committee to make recommendations to him on constitutional reform, and as you know, that was completed. His further attempts were either obstructed or resisted. The AFC has been called dead, and the pathologists who announced us dead have had to retreat from their position. The Alliance for Change is a party of principle committed to the fundamental transformation of Guyanese society, which includes healing and reconciliation, an end to racial voting, winner-take-all politics, and constitutional reform is a priority, which we have preached since our formation in 2006. We are confident that the people of Guyana, who have supported the AFC in the past, remain committed to these principles of national development of Guyana. None of these issues were the subject of contest in the local government election, which suffered from low voter turnout. In the absence of a discussion on these major issues, the AFC does not take the results of local government elections as indicative of where the party stands or its standing on major issues of national development. In closing, the Alliance for Change is willing to work with anyone committed to the principles of constitutional reform and the creation of a more equitable Guyana where everyone has an equal opportunity. Thank you.
Gentlemen, our Diwali greetings. We talk a little bit about some of the activities for our anniversary that comes up next week, and then we'll take some questions to members of the media. The AFC hopes that the brilliance and dazzle of Diwali remains a beacon for Guyana's future. The Alliance for Change extends our strongest wish to the Hindu unity of Guyana on this, the largest and brightest festival on your annual calendar. In this celebration of life and goodness, AFC sincerely hopes that the symbol and auspiciousness, strength, and wisdom will continue to guide the paths you take in the near and distant future. Diwali or Diwali adds greater significance from the vanquishing of evil by Lord Rama. Guyana is on a similar path, and the AFC fully embraces the brilliance of Diwali, aware that the role it plays in all our lives. The Festival of Lights has become much more than a religious festival, and it impacts Guyanese from all walks of life. The rose and creative designs of lights, diyas and colorful rangolis bring out the joy and godliness. AFC urges Guyanese of all faiths to transfer the teachings of Diwali into the family and social relationship. This festival is a true lesson in the togetherness and a celebration of joy and accomplishment. We must all remember that Diwali is a celebration of life itself, and that the lights and Diwali, friendliness and brilliance of colors represented, they represent hope and love for all mankind. Happy Diwali, all guys. Ladies and gentlemen, some of our activities that will celebrate our anniversary, our 40th anniversary, comes up next week. Tomorrow morning, we have a flag raising right here at the Center for Change. Tomorrow evening at the Gategale Playhouse, we have what is called keynotes. It's the beginning of a series of public engagement on matters of national interest. And we have our keynote speaker, Attorney at Law Nigel Hughes, who will be talking about law and politics in the age of our oil and gas era. We have on Saturday, we'll be having a contingent viewing the motorcade on the seawalls. On Sunday evening, we ourselves will be lighting up the center of change here. Also, Saturday morning, we have a delegation who will be part of the breast cancer awareness march. And on Tuesday evening, we have a grand celebration right here again at Center for Change. 29th officially is our anniversary date. And in all of the administrative regions where we have our regional management committees, they'll be having celebration activities as well. I now take this opportunity to invite your questions on any of the matters we have.
Rockefeller Prime News. In your statement, you said that there has been the talks on the revised accord that was stalled. Could you say if there's been an outright rejection of your prime ministerial candidate for your partner? And even if there's not been an outright rejection of that candidate, say why your partner is objecting to the grant.
There hasn't been an outright rejection. There simply has not been a consensus. And for us, as I said in my statement, this is non-negotiable. This was taken by the highest group of our party, and it is not up for debate. So it is almost a requisite for the us entering the position. So there were a number of reasons given why this matter needed to be heard. None of which we accept or agree with. I would prefer if someone else or if someone from their side could explain to you the media what their issues were our their candidate, but not very clear to us on what the basis for
Prior to this revision, when you had discussed the written report, was there a prerequisite or a list of prerequisites for a prime minister?
No. First accord or the existing accord, but not still valid. We started from scratch. There was no effect.
Where does the AFC? I mean, the talks are stalled, no, but how long can it be stalled for? We expect an accord. We expect, you said you are for political politics and we're heading into election. What is the timeline to have this resolved?
We are very committed to political politics, and we have stated over and over again that wish to form coalition with the election. We have our national executive on the 2nd of November, and that's 4 months from it. Now, at that national executive, we will have very clear, uh, very clear decision on how we can get that back. That is a discussion that will and we can that discussion that is with us. So that provides a global for these discussions. However, our position is cannot have any further discussion on a revised report until there is consensus on the issue of presidential
So that's the leadership of the group. Sir, is the party likely to um, change the person put forward that is someone to replace the president? That's what
the national executive committee is not the highest but national conference party. So that decision that Iran shall know right here and at our national conference, national executive cannot be the chance to write such a
we do them we examine the possibility of calling a um, special conference to have the president possibly do it.
I would ask you by very well. We have currently has not had any discussion that point us in that direction. And we don't accept that any other independent party shall tell us or say to us who we should choose. If you're we have made it with but why should we revisit that? Why should we go back to our election?
The president is already on record as saying essentially that the political agreement about the constitution was the response to that.
We are not asking coming to our we are we are saying that the AS should name prime ministerial candidate and the APS should name presidential candidate. After the election, president appoints.
national executive engagement that comes with executive.
I think the real question is, if there's no compromise, and I'm sure the AF would set a deadline when the elections are passed to change. If there was a compromise by a particular deadline, if you accept where there is it that the AF will leave the coalition because they want to know?
Well, ultimately, it is more aware of how
Could you say what were some of the other aspects of your current doctorate negotiation?
I that out of that, but I couldn't have my with it understanding that obviously being all every moment also be is education seriously